Welcome to 1000 PS TV and welcome to the new Ducati Monster 2026, a bike that, according to the manufacturer, is meant to reconnect with its roots more than ever. Lighter, more technical, yet closer to the very first Monster model from 1992. Sounds controversial, but we'll find out what's behind it now. And so, welcome to 1000 PS for another new release for 2026. This time the Ducati Monster, which was newly launched in 2021. The bike was a bit controversial back then, but now with 2026 Ducati wants to make amends and win back the Monster fans. Let's start with the design. The Monster 2026 is meant to visually build a bridge between the original concept, which basically said everything you need, nothing you don't, and a modern state of technology. The bulbous tank with that typical bison back hump, those compact proportions, the framed headlight and the short tail, they clearly hark back to the original from 1992. At the same time, everything has been redrawn, slimmer, more aggressive, but without straying too far from the origin. A classic case of going back to basics, but in a new outfit. The engine is still the heart of the new Monster 2026, and here Ducati is taking a new path. The completely reworked V-twin engine uses a new system called IVT, Intake Variable Timing. This is meant to let the unit work evenly across the rev range, very smooth and round down low, strong in the middle and lively up top. Power is 111 PS at 9000 RPM. Maximum torque is 91.1 Newton meters at 7,250 RPM. Ducati also says that more than 80% of the torque is already available between 4,000 and 10,000 revs, so you should get a broad and usable spread of revolutions. Another highlight with Ducati, and you see this right across the lineup, is the long service intervals. According to Ducati, the first valve clearance check isn't due until 45,000 kilometers, and in this middle-class naked bike segment that really is a benchmark. Ducati is also taking a new approach with the chassis, and you could almost say a similar route to the Panigale, because the engine is integrated as a load-bearing element in the monocoque frame system. There's also a double-sided swing arm, inspired by the Panigale V4's hollow swing arm. On top of that, the rear subframe is a trellis module made from technopolymer, so all of this is very technical and high quality for what is, after all, quite a straightforward bike like the Monster. All in all, that results in a ready-to-ride weight of 175 kilograms, which is another 4 kilograms less than the previous model. The suspension components come from Showa. Up front a 43mm upside-down fork, at the back a central shock also from Showa. According to Ducati, both are tuned for everyday riding and spirited corner carving, and on the rear shock you can still adjust spring preload if you're traveling solo or two up. Ducati hasn't skimped on the braking system either. Up front there are two 320mm discs with radially mounted Brembo M432 calipers. Ducati promises a blend of a precise lever feel and strong stopping power here, in other words, good modulation with sporty performance. The components are familiar and work very well in other bikes, so we can assume for now that it will be the same in the Monster. It rolls on Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4, classic naked bike dimensions. Front 120-70-17, rear 180-75-17. Sporty, yet everyday friendly. Just what you expect from a naked bike. Speaking of naked bikes and expectations, the ergonomics are said to be very neutral and very accessible. The seat height is 815mm as standard. If you need it lower, you can go down to 775mm with accessories. So even if you are shorter, you can put together a very good setup to get secure footing and enjoy the Monster for a long time. At the same time, the handlebar has been pulled closer to the rider, which, according to Ducati, brings more control in sporty riding while also adding comfort in everyday use. An interesting touch, the new side panels have integrated grip areas to support the rider under braking. This is also meant as a clear nod to the early Monster generations while building that modern bridge, so you can get on this Monster both today and early in your riding journey. Even so, electronically the Monster is absolutely up to date. On board is a 6-axis IMU that supplies data to all the electronic rider aids. These include traction control, wheelie control, engine brake control and cornering ABS. The whole lot is integrated into 4 riding modes. We have sport, road, urban and wet, and depending on the mode, throttle response, power delivery, intervention levels of the aids and the display presentation are adjusted. Everything is controlled via a new joystick system on the left-hand switchgear and the 5-inch TFT display. The latter is prepared for the Ducati multimedia system and turn-by-turn navigation. And of course, Ducati would not be Ducati without an extensive accessories catalog, from carbon fiber parts to CNC milled aluminium components, all the way to an Alcantara sport seat. In short, there is a lot you can do. For sound and weight, there will again be an approved slip-on from Termignoni with a titanium sleeve, carbon end cap and a bit less mass. So the classic Ducati accessories program carries over to the new Monster as well. The new Monster 2026 also comes in two versions, as you will know from every predecessor, the standard version and the Monster Plus with fly screen and pillion seat cover. Both models will also be available as a 35 kilowatt variant, which means you can start with an A2 license and then have the dealer unlock the Monster to enjoy full power. There will be two colors, on the one hand classic Ducati red and iceberg white with red wheels, which I think is also a very classic and very nice color choice for the Monster. The model will be available from February 2026 in Europe. I do not have prices at the moment, but as soon as I know them, I will write them into the report. You will find the report linked below in the description. When all is said and done, the Monster 2026 brings some clear messages. More technology, less weight, a new engine with modern features, and yet it wants to maintain that return to the original Monster with a touch of, yes, almost retro charm. That is what we know so far about the new Ducati Monster. Whether it truly convinces out on the road, we will hopefully find out soon, when the first models are available and we can get our hands on one. What do you think? Is the new Monster on the right track, or what do you miss? Write it to me in the comments, I would be interested. And of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. There are more new releases coming your way here on 1000 PS, so leave a subscription and you will not miss anything, and we will see each other in the next video. Thanks for watching, see you soon, cheers and bye bye.